Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Tyra Janae. I'm coming back to you guys with another video. This is so exciting because as you can tell by the title, I passed my NCLEX. I am a full nurse, you guys. I'm so excited. I took my test last month. Let me get the exact date for you guys. Okay, so I took my test September 25th at 8 a.m. and I found out my results Friday. I paid the $7.95 to get your quick results. And I found out that I passed. I'll insert a little photo here for you guys to see, but I'm just going to give you guys some tips and what I did personally to help me prepare for the NCLEX. If you don't know, I went to LPN school, so I am an LPN now. I took the Nclex-Pn. And I'm just going to tell you guys what my process was, what I did to prepare. So let's go ahead and get started. Before we actually go ahead and get started, make sure you guys give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more content. I have a lot of great videos coming your way, you guys. NCLEX, beauty, hair, apartment, hauls and stuff like that. So go ahead and make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel and turn on the little bell, so why not, so you can get notified every time I do an upload. So let's go ahead and get started into the video. So to help me prepare for the NCLEX, I used 3 resources. I used UWorld, I made flashcards, and I did the Remar review. So let's go ahead and jump into first UWorld. If you're not familiar with UWorld, it's a website that helps you prepare for the NCLEX. They give you test questions, they can give you assessments, and they have an app so you can do it on the go as well. And I'll insert like a preview for it on the screen for you guys. Before you actually purchase it, it'll give you like a trial, and it'll give you like 25 questions. You can pick whatever questions you want from any type of category: pharmacology, med surg, maternity, and you just get 25 questions, and it'll just show you what you're going to pay for if you decide to get UWorld. And they have LPN and RN, so whichever one that you are preparing for, they have that for you. So they have over 1,000 challenging questions. They also give really good in-depth explanations for the questions, whether you get it right or wrong. It's going to show you, it's going to give you visuals as well. There's a lot of photos, matching, math, fill in the blank, A, B, C, or D questions. So they have a variety of questions that you will see on the NCLEX. They also will track your performance and give you improvement tracking, and just to see your progress over time from when you first started until the end. You can also make your own flashcards, and they have customizable exams for you. That's what I use the most. I use customizable exams. Okay, got it. So they have a 60-day Q bank, 90-day, 180-day, and a 360-day Q bank. I can't say it. So they recommend that you purchase the 180-day Q bank, which is $199. I did not do that. I did the 60-day Q bank. I'm sorry, I didn't do the 60-day Q bank. I did the 30-day Q bank, which was $99. You get full access to the 1,100 challenging questions, but you don't get a self-assessment. Now, if I could go back, I would do the 60-day Q bank because that's $139. You get the 1,100 questions, but you also get one self-assessment. Now, I wish I would have done the one self-assessment just to see how I was doing at the end, to see if I would be passing the NCLEX or if I wouldn't. It would have just helped me just to gauge, you know, because when I went into the NCLEX, I was very nervous. I didn't know what to expect. I mean, I knew the information and the content because I had been studying for about a month before the test, but I wish I would have done the $140 package for the assessment. They also have a 90-day one. You get the questions and you get 2 assessments. So I guess you could do one in the beginning to see how you are before you start UWorld, and then you could do the one at the end just to see how your progress was. And then they have the 180-day Q bank, which is $200. You get 2 self-assessments, the questions of course, and you get a one-time reset where you can reset your whole study thing and just restart over, restart your tracking and your progress and everything like that. I really don't see the point of that. Like, why would you want to reset your questions? But hey, everyone is different. And they also have the 360-day Q bank, which is a year, which is $250. I don't really see the difference between the 180 and the 240. So I don't know, those look exactly the same to me. But I would recommend, if you just if you just graduated nursing school and you've already got a date set, or you're about to get a date set, you're just waiting for that email back to get your date, your testing number, then I would go with the 30-day or the 60-day, depending on how far along you are. Like, do you have to wait 3 months? You could do the 90-day, but I wouldn't go anything over that because I just feel like it's unnecessary. But yeah, UWorld is great. UWorld helped me a lot because once I graduated nursing school, I needed to start studying, and I got a recommendation to try UWorld. I was using something else at first, and I cannot think of the name right now, but it wasn't as good. When I did the demo for UWorld, I saw that it was so much better. The visuals, the explanations to the questions were just so much more in detail, and I loved it a lot more. That's why I went ahead and decided to go ahead and purchase it. So yeah, so UWorld, I did that every day. Whether my tip for you guys, if you want to study, I say study every day, even if it's like an hour, 2 hours, like no more than 3 hours a day. You don't want to study from morning until night. You're gonna get drained, you're gonna burn out, you're gonna not want to study when it's time for you to study because you just spent a whole day studying for 12-13 hours. Like, no. Do 1 to 3 hours, take little 15-30 minute breaks in between, get a snack, relax, and that's how you're going to keep yourself motivated to study each day, because you're not just going for hours and hours and hours for studying without taking breaks. So make sure you guys at least study. I say study every day. If you want to take maybe Sundays off or Saturdays off, then whatever works for you. But for me, I decided that I wanted to study every day, even if it was just for an hour, going over some questions. The next thing that I use, I'm a visual learner, hands-on learner, so I made myself flashcards. I knew if I didn't get the basic content and know the content, I wasn't going to pass the NCLEX. I don't care how many questions that you guys answer. If you don't know the actual content and what you're reading, you're not going to pass the NCLEX. You need to know that content. So make sure that you can do flashcards. If you like to watch videos, if you learn better that way, watch videos. If you read and you can learn the content that way, like through a book, go ahead and by all means do that. I personally did flashcards. I separated them from pharmacology, diseases, and like miscellaneous things like informations. What else did I do? Oh, I did pharmacology, I did diseases, and I did lab values. Lab values are very important. Make sure that you know your lab values. When I first started studying, I was like, how the heck am I going to be able to learn all of these lab values? I made flashcards, and in like a few days, I knew them back to back to back. I made little crazy like acronyms for them, like how to remember certain things. Like, it was crazy. So I did that. I separated each thing, and as I started to study the flashcards, when I actually went to do the questions on UWorld, I was getting the answers right because I actually knew what I was reading. I knew the content. If they were asking for the lab values of phosphorus for a patient, I knew what the lab value was, and I was able to answer that question based on the information that I knew. So the tips was to study every day, whether it's 1, 2, 3 hours, take breaks. And then I already mentioned to you guys, make sure you study content. Don't spend your whole time answering questions and thinking that you're going to answer 100 questions a day, 200 questions a day, and that's going to help you pass the NCLEX. No, you want to make sure you know the content first, and then use the questions to help you gauge like what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are. So if you aren't doing good in pharmacology questions, you can go back and study pharmacology and the medications and what they're used for. So then you can go back and answer the questions, and you know your stuff, and you'll get the question right. Back to basic stuff for content. Make sure you know the difference between warfarin and know the difference between heparin. What it's used for. Can pregnant people use warfarin? Can pregnant people use heparin? Make sure you know things like that. And the third thing that I used was on YouTube. Her name is Remar Review. She is very good. I found out about her only a few weeks before I took my NCLEX, so I was not able to order her quick facts book, but I did watch her videos on YouTube and her Facebook lives. Those were very helpful. She was like the best. If I'd known about her beforehand, I would have just been using her, and I would have ordered her book. But if I would have ordered the book, it wouldn't have come in time for me it would have came like right before I took my NCLEX, and I just thought it was a waste. So I just watched all her videos. I took notes. She helped me a lot. A lot of the tips I'm giving you guys is stuff that I learned from her. So definitely check her out. I'll leave her YouTube channel and her Facebook page down below in the description box. Make sure you guys check her out. She does good tips for LPN, for RN, all nurses. So go ahead and check her out. She's very helpful. So the night before your test, you're nervous, your anxiety is through the roof. That's how I was. My tip for you guys is to try to get a good night's rest. Like, I was trying so hard. I didn't get any sleep. I was up all night. I probably slept maybe 2 to 3 hours. All I could think about was that test. But if you can, try to get a good night's sleep. Try to go to bed early, so even if you are sitting in bed, you're relaxed. At least just try to keep your mind off of it. I know it's hard. Like, I could barely do it myself, but just try to get a good night's rest, and make sure when you wake up in the morning you get a good meal. I made sure I had a good meal at least. Like, I made breakfast, I relaxed, I woke up super early before my alarm, so I was able to make breakfast, just relax. The night before, I did not do any studying. I just wanted to relax that whole day. When I did wake up in the morning, I went over my flashcards just really quickly, just to skim through them. But I went through that once, and I was like, you know this, Tyra, like, whatever, you can't do any extra studying now. Like, today is test day, so you don't have to do that. But I just wanted to go through them just really quickly, just to skim through them. But I knew the content. I knew those flashcards. I knew it. So I say don't study the night before. Don't work yourself up. Relax. Take that day to relax. Eat a nice breakfast. Whatever you need to do before the test, like when you park up to the building, before you go inside, you can pray, meditate, listen to calming music, something like that, just to ease your mind, ease your anxiety, because you are going to be nervous. Like, this is a big exam. This is what determines if you're going to be a nurse or not, you know? Like, this is your license, so you're going to be very nervous. But when you walk into that building, make sure you are confident. Keep your head held high. Don't have any negative thoughts that day. Like, you got this. Just stay positive, stay very positive, and don't worry. So yeah, those are my tips. Those are the resources that I use to pass my NCLEX. So let me tell you about the day that I went into NCLEX. So I took it September 25th. I did an 8 a.m. test time because I just wanted to get in there and get out and have the rest of the day to like relax. Like, I didn't want to wait until like 12 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I just wanted to get out the way. So I went there. The drive was like an hour from my house. When I got there, I listened to relaxing music, I meditated, I prayed, and then I went inside. There was like a lot of people there. There was like 10 other people taking exams. Some people were taking the NCLEX too. Some people were taking the RN NCLEX. So I just tried to like keep my eyes closed and relax, because there's a lot of things going on around me. People were having issues, and it would just make me nervous if I thought about it. So I just sat there with my eyes closed, relaxed, had everything I needed. And it was time to take the exam. So I went in, I took the exam, I passed my NCLEX with 85 questions. And for the Nclex-Pn, which is the LPN, the minimum questions is 85. And now I know with the RN exam, the minimum questions is 75. But for the PN, it was 85 questions, and you can get a max of, I think it's 205 questions. So I was going through the exam, everything was fine, you know. There were some things, some diseases that I hadn't even seen before, so that made me nervous. But I just used the content that I knew, and I took a very good guess. I just broke down the answers that I know were not right. I just went for it and took it, even though I didn't know one of the diseases. But I just went for it, and I answered the question. And then at 85 questions, my test just went completely off. It shut down, told you that your test has ended, blah blah blah. And I was like, oh my goodness, I either did really good or I did really bad. But I left there. I was like, it's over, relax the next couple of days. And then when the quick results was available, I was on my way to work, and I was paying for it on my phone, and I saw that I passed. So I was just so excited. It's like a big weight lifted off my shoulder. But don't forget, you guys, you can do it. You know, you can do it. You put that time in, you put that work in, and you will pass the NCLEX. Okay, don't be discouraged. Don't be, you know, down on yourself or negative. Just stay positive, because your mind, if you have negative thoughts in your mind, that's gonna, you know, be bad for you. You might actually not pass because you've been so negative on yourself. Just stay positive, keep working. If you have to study around work or your kids or something like that, make a schedule. I remember my last video, my study tips, I had my agenda. This is very important. If you know your work schedule for the upcoming week, write it out. and write the days that you need to study. I'm going to study from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. and then I have work at 11:30 or 12 o'clock. Put it in your calendar, so when you open this and you're like, hey, tomorrow I need to be studying from 8 to 10, you're going to hold yourself accountable because you wrote it down in your book. That's how I think. If you're not going to write stuff down, or you're like trying to keep it a mental note in your head, you're going to forget. You know, you're not going to keep yourself accountable. I say the agenda is the best thing, just having everything organized so you know what you're going to be doing from day to day. So that's very important. And I think I covered everything. If you guys have any questions, comments, anything, please leave it down below in the comment section. And make sure you guys like this video. I'll see you guys all in my next one. Bye.